Hey guys, it's Megan, and today we're going to be reviewing a new foundation shade from Milani and the line of Conceal and Perfect foundation. It's the 2-in-1 foundation plus concealer, and this is the shade 00A Porcelain, so it is the lightest shade, so if you are as pale as I am, then the shade will be great. I'm going to be priming today with this Wet n Wild primer, which I'm also testing out, so I'm not too sure if that's gonna work or if it's not. And I will do a check-in later in the day. Right now it is 5:20 p.m. so I probably have this on around until probably for about 5 hours until 10. So yeah, I'm gonna take off what I have on my face right now, which is not this foundation or anything, and let's get started. So, all my makeup is off. This is my natural face. I do have a little bit of acne, so we'll see if this will cover, because it said that it's full coverage and that it conceals, so we'll find out. But before that, first things first, my hair's got to go up. I'm just going to be using one of these clips that I think I got at Marshall's for like a few dollars. Super, super easy. And I just take some hair, pull it back. Doesn't have to be cute because your hair will come back down after. Take a clip and clip it back, just like that, super easy. Next thing I'm going to do is take my hoops off because they are very big and you need as much room as possible. Okay, for this foundation, I am going to be using it with two different ways. On the right side of my face, I'm going to be using a Real Technique sponge, and on the left side of my face, I'm going to be using their Expert Face Brush to see which side works better, if they work the same, if the coverage is different. So, next, let's apply some primer. If any of you have used this primer, I know it's been out for a little while, so leave it in the comments if you like it, if you don't, or anything that you want me to review. I also do some music stuff, so if you want me to sing or do any of that, just leave it in the comments below and I will be glad to do it. Or any challenges, Q&As, or anything. And I will leave my Snapchat in the description below with the products that I'm using today. So if you would like to, if this works out well and you want to use what I've used, then you can, and it's all listed below. Okay, on to foundation. Just make sure that you're basically dry. I didn't apply too much, so it's basically dry. Okay, foundation, I am going to let's put it on the back of my hand. If you can see where it's darker right here, is because I have a different shade, the different lightest shade, and that was 01, and it was so dark for me, and I'm really pale, so it didn't work. So I bought the next lightest shade, Porcelain, and let's see if it works. Okay, I'm gonna put some on the back of my hand. With one pump, it comes out with a pretty good amount, but I like a full coverage, so let's use two. Okay. I'm going to apply this. I guess we'll just use my finger to apply it in spots where I want to apply it. First off, it feels exactly the same as the other one. It's kind of thick, but feels that it would be like really good coverage and not too cakey. I also have a mirror right above my camera, so that's what I'm looking at. Me personally, my foundation, I like to blend on the outside and leave the inside. My hair is starting to fall. Let's not. and leave the inside, because I find that I get very cakey on the inside of my face, like towards my nose, around my mouth, my chin. So I like to leave that and like only cover what's like left with my sponge. So let's start with my Real Technique sponge and let's get in. It is damp, I did wet it. And let's go, let's get started. Right off the bat, this color is pretty light, and I'm a really pale person, so you can always make something darker with some bronzer. If you have purchased the other lightest shade or any foundation that is just too dark for you, there is like a NYX foundation mixer that you can get in white. I know that there's also an LA Girl foundation that actually comes in white, and you could just mix them and create a lighter shade, do some science. I find that I do that a lot. So far, this coverage is so good. I find it's doing a very good job of covering my acne. I'm really enjoying this so far. I was so excited to get this in the mail. I just got it today, and I just walked in the door and my dad was like, "It's here," and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I have to film this video." So you can already see the difference. Like, my face is usually really red and you can see my acne, but here it's just covered. Just keep blending a little bit more. Make sure you get it into your hairline because you do not want to look crazy and have different colors. Okay, I think that is good. It looks really nice. Let's get in close and personal. It looks very flat. This color, the color match is pretty good. You always want to take a foundation though down your neck a little bit just in case you're not matching. You don't want to like go outside in natural lighting and be like, oh my gosh. You don't want to be that person. So I'm so far really enjoying this. I think it looks great on the skin. It doesn't feel too heavy. Like, some foundations you put it on and you feel like a cake face and you feel super heavy, but this, it feels pretty light. You know something is there, but it feels pretty light. And with this coverage, because I personally like a really full coverage, it should be like a little bit thicker consistency like it is. And I don't know, so far so good. So let's apply some on the other side with my brush. Just dot it all around. I think 2 pumps was all we needed because it is full coverage and it is blending out very nicely. So let's just take off the excess that's left because we don't need it. We're gonna take my brush, and I like to do circular motions, kind of press it in. I find that when I use a brush, I prefer to go back over my foundation with a sponge to make sure that there is no brush strokes or anything like that. And make sure that wherever you finished, see how I'm doing half a face? Wherever you finish, if you are deciding to do a half a face like I am, that you blend those sides together. Because if one side dries, you may have a line. You don't want a line. So make sure you blend everything seamlessly together. And so far what I can see is that the sponge side is giving me more coverage than the brush side. I'm gonna add a little bit more to this side and a little bit more on my forehead because this side is giving more coverage, but I want to even it out. So I'm just going to take a little tiny bit more, and I'm going to place a little bit right here, a little bit on my forehead, and blend this out. That extra little bit, I feel, evened out the coverage pretty nicely. Don't forget, other side, blend down a little bit behind the ear too, because make sure everything is nice and seamlessly blended. And just for the sake of me being me, I'm gonna have to use a sponge on this side and make sure everything's pressed in. But so far, there aren't really any brush strokes, which is good that this brush worked nicely with this foundation. So you could really use a brush or a sponge. It gives very nice coverage. So if you have acne like I do, it's gonna cover it. You're good, trust me. But remember, you don't need to wear makeup to be beautiful. Everybody is beautiful. Makeup is something I like to do, and I feel it makes me more confident. So it's what you wear. So I'm enjoying this. So far so good. Looks pretty good. Alright, I'm gonna just take my sponge, blend this out a little bit. Make sure we're all nice and pressed in. No weird marks. Okay, so I am going to finish my makeup, the rest of my makeup, my face makeup at least, because my eyes I am going to do in another video, so stay tuned for that. So I'm just going to speed this up so you can see what I'm doing, but it'll just be really quick. Alright, here we go. Okay, so I applied the rest of my face makeup. I just did some bronzer, a little bit of blush, some highlight, and that is it. Everything is sitting on the skin beautifully. It's very flat, it's very soft. It's sitting so nicely. So I will check back in probably around 5 more hours or so. I will let you know the time when I come back. And yeah, let's see how this wears. Okay, so it is now 11:22, so I've had this on for about 6 hours. I just looked in the mirror. My final verdict is I love it. I give it 2 thumbs up. It's Megan approved. The only thing, it broke up a little bit on my chin, but I also have some dry skin there, so it makes sense. I didn't touch up or anything, so my oils stayed back pretty well, and I have combination skin. Throughout the day I get pretty oily, and it still feels all intact. It still looks really good, and I like it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a comment below if you have any ideas for videos, or just say whatever you want to say. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit the little bell for notifications when I post. And you will see all my posts. So this is the first video on this channel, so I'm hoping to get at least like 100 subscribers, so tell your friends about me. Like I said earlier, I sing, I play some instruments, so I could do more makeup. I could do like how to do this look, how I do my wings, how I do my brows, how I straightened my hair. I'll do anything, how I organize a back to school, anything you think of, let me know, I'll do it. And yeah, have a great night or day, or wherever you are, have a great anything. And yeah, see you guys in my next video. Bye!